Good evening to all. I'm M. Bhubalan. I'm working in Junior Penetration Tester in VisiBus Technology Private Limited. This is my LinkedIn profile and this is my job profile. Today's topic is WordPress Penetration Testing, Part 1, Agenda, Introduction to WordPress Attack Surface, and Identify Hidden Entry Points, Advanced Recognition, then Deep Enumeration, then Manual versus Automated Testing, then Practical Demos, and then Conclusion and QS. Where we are now, what changes now? In the previous session, we covered the fundamentals, how web application works, common vulnerabilities like SQL injection, XSS, authentication issues like that. But let me show that now vulnerabilities as it means you can actually break a real applications because real world applications are not vulnerable in obvious way, especially something like a WordPress. Identifying hidden attack surfaces in WordPress, performing deep enumeration like a user or plugin or endpoints like that. When you open a WordPress site, what you see is just the front end, but behind the there are multiple hidden entry points, APIs, login mechanism, plugins, and endpoints. Enumeration is where most of the real work happens. We will exactly users, installed plugins, themes, hidden endpoints like that all. Objective of this section. Stop most beginner think pen testing means running tools like WP Scan, Nmap, or Burp Suite. Whatever comes in output, they copy into a report. That's may direct. That's not pen testing. That's tools usage is example WP Scan shows a plugin vulnerabilities only. It is exploitable or it is reachable? Does it actually matters for a targets only? Then identifying actual entry point attacker exploits, like thinking like a attacker mindsets. Where can I get in and what can I control and how do I escalate this? That like we have to think. We have to think it. What is WordPress attack surface? WordPress attack layers refers to different levels within a WordPress environment where attacker can identify or exploit vulnerabilities, including web interface, application logics, plugins, themes, and underlining several infrastructures like a web layer, application layer, plugin layer, server layer. Web layer means anything directly accessible from the browser is a web layer. Application layer means WordPress core functionality. In application layer, internal WordPress functionality like REST API or XML RPC, user role and permissions like that's all comes under application layer. Plugin layer means the environment running a WordPress only, because the environment running a WordPress sites only, like third-party extensions are added to WordPress sites. That is a plugin layers. This is where most real-world hacker happens. Example: contact forms like file upload plugins, SEO plugins. That like what test we have to test in file upload vulnerabilities or SQL injection, authentication papers like that. We have to test. Then server layer means the environment running WordPress only, but the backend infrastructure is like Apache, PHP database like that. So comes under server layers. Then hidden attack surface. Hidden attack surface are mostly developer secure. What they can see login page, forms or dashboards like that. Attacker don't care about visible visible parts. They look for parts hidden but still accessible. Hidden attack surfaces were components not visible in a UI but still exposed and reachable over HTTPS. Like REST API. REST API means this is one of the most abused hidden features in WordPress, like a user or users post or metadata like that. XML means XML. It's remote. The endpoints looks harmless, but it's powerful and dangerous. Like remote communications, mobile app or integrations like that comes XML or PC. WP crons, this is not directly hacking endpoints, but it can abuse scheduled posts, takes plugins like that. Then backup and misconfigured mean misconfigured file means this is a where real disaster happens in commonly exposed in WP configuration.php, backup.php, .env files like that it will be exposed. Plugin-based attack surface. Plugin-based attack surface. Plugins are third-party code added to extend functionality, contact forms, uploads, SEO, like etc. But here's the problem: written by different developers, not always security testing, like often outdated. So every plugins new attack entry points only. WordPress core is relatively secure, poorly coded, frequently abandoned or widely used like that. Next, theme-based attack surface. Theme-based attack surface is WordPress themes is not just a UI. It is a PHP files, logic, templates, functions like that. If developer writes insecure PHP inside themes, it becomes a direct attack surface. Why themes are dangerous? Plugins are usually reviewed by publicly only. Like themes are not audited, written by developer with a weak security knowledge. Themes are trusted blindly, so that's why we have to see all this thing properly. We have to write a PHP code and hardened credentials or API keys are didn't live in backends. Like that's so many instructions will be followed by us. User-based attack surface means user-related exposure allows attacker to gather valid usernames which can be used for authentication attack. If user-based attack surface means any place where the application uninitially exposed valid username to a valid username to an attacker, then make it real. Once I have valid username, I don't need to guess who to attack. I just focus on breaking the password only. So like the core problems of user-based attack surface. These are the attack effects. Enable brute force attacks, helps credential stuffing, reduce attack complexity. These are the attack impacts of user-based attack surface. Misconfiguration surface. Misconfiguration surface is improper or insecure settings in the improper or insecure settings in the application or server that exposure sensitive data or functionality to attacker, like us debug mo- debug mode enabled, directory listing, backup files, default settings like that too. We have to check once all these settings and we have to enable it properly or not like that. We have to check. Then recon strategies. These are the recon strategies. First, recon strategy means recognition is a structured process of gathering information about gathering information about a target to identify potential weaknesses before attempting exploitation. In the organization, having three types: passive recognition, active recognition, and aggressive recognition. In passive recognition, no direct interaction with the target. The target doesn't even know you are existing or not. That is a passive recognition system. Then active recognition means you directly interact with the target to extract more detailed information. Knowing on the door, the server starts seeing your activities. That is a active recognition, like WP scan, Nmap scan, or directories brute forcing, like that. We have to test means it comes under active recognition. Then aggressive recognition means high volume or noisy interaction with the target to for forcefully discover hidden or protected areas, like that comes under aggressive recognitions. These are the three recognitions. These are the recognition strategies for BAPT. Identifying WordPress without using signs. Even when WordPress indicator are hidden, or indirect artifacts can reveal its presence. Response headers, JS or CSS paths, REST API, like that's. In response headers means when you send a request to a server, it responds with the headers. This can leak useful informations, server type or powered by, like that. It will comes. Detect version means it helps to map the application to know vulnerabilities while avoiding detections or not. This have to help. It is a process to identify the exact WordPress version without triggering an alert or any noisy scans. So can map it to nodes vulnerabilities, like that RSS feeds, meta generated tags, CSS or JS version reference, versions, like that. Old versions are not, like that. We have to see this from detecting the versions. Then finding hidden endpoints. Hidden endpoints are backend URLs that expose functionality or data that is not visible in the user interface, but still accessible to anyone. Who knows us guessing? Who knows us the guessing paths? This attacker don't click buttons. They explore what developer forgot to hidden from the sites. This is where most people stay shallow. Developer builds API from front end framework only, or mobile apps, like that. These APIs are publicly accessible or often poorly secured, so the attacker can easily attack, and we have developer missed any information in the site means attacker can easily gain the access and take it the information. So this all we have to check, like STP, also STP and also username or user IDs, like that's anyone we missed in backend codes, so that like will of attacker comes and gained the access. Backup while discovering means it is unintended copies of applications, files, or database left on the server, often accessible to attacker. Mm, Developer create a backup for safety, but forgot to remove them from publicly access. It's a shortcut to entire applications. Backup files may contain a full source code or database dumped configuration files, any configuration files or API keys like that are um, like that are in backend files mainly contained. Where attacker looks means root directories or some common paths like a WP content backup or backup or slash hole that like attacker can majorly see these places. Common developer mistaking in environments, leaving backup in a web root, forgetting to delete after mitigation, using protectable names or no access control like that's our developer commonly mistaken. Where means I show a demonstration. HTTP try Saira dot space backup dot zip. Sorry, I put a terminal. HTTP dot try Saira dot space slash backup dot zip. This will enter means any backup data or visited any developer missed any backup data means it will show from here itself. Um, this is a temporary site we created for this webinar only, so that's why only this will not show any details about any backups or having or not like that. Then user directory brute force means that will enter in dir http colon slash slash try Saira dot space. It will it will it will analyze this any directories or we are not that like it will analyze until something like that will it, it will be doing possible way what are the directories are having that is possible to working or not like that. It will be analyzing and tell which directories are open that will show the list of directories. This command is used for directory brute force. So now this brute forcing the directories. Okay. So we don't have time, so that's why I stopped here itself because it goes too long time. Uh, like that, like that only we are directories or testing like that. Interesting files means Sensitive files that contain the configurations or credentials or any debugging information useful for attacker, like that configuration data or any credentials, debugging information like that's all missing or not. That is interesting files. Why attacker cares means if I find one of these files means I may not need any exploitation because I already have all access like a credential. Credential means I directly log in, and debugging log means internal system visibility. Config file, any config files means it will full application control will be taken by us. So like that's attacker cares. Then sensitive files in WordPress means backups of main config files, database names, usernames, passwords, or host like that. Attacker can connect directly to DB and can dump users and reset passwords, and then admin take over by the hacker. Like that's interesting files we have. So these are the effects will be possible to attack the sites. Then enumerating via browser means before using any tools, a real attacker spend time inside the browser only. Because of the browser already show how the application talks to the backends. Manually enumeration using browser developer tools to observe how the applications behave, communications like that, expose hidden functionality like that or how working that, like first analyze and see the site, then only attacker thinks to which is type we want to start like manually or like that. Example, try Syrah.space means this is, and right click means inspect. This like we have to see the source code like that, this all first analyze any username passwords or like that. It will be missed by the developer or not. We have to check first manual analysis like that. We have to analyze first this GAP calls and authentication request, hidden endpoints like that. So we have to analyze first, and then go to network means any AP endpoints or having means here the listed comes under this any AP endpoints login request, then post request or not, which response data is this, like that will shows from here itself, and analyze JavaScript files also like source tabs. In the source tabs, JavaScript, which script, which method the developer create a site like that. We have to see this like only. This is enumerating way of browsing. Then recon mistake means most beginner don't fail because tools are bad. They fail because they do not know what to do. Look for it in a site. They don't know with what we look in that site, what we didn't see like that. No beginners are don't know. That's why only most beginners are failed in that. We should not blindly trusted automatic tools like WP scan. It only detect knowing patterns only like signature, database, predictable structures like that only. Then ignoring manual testings like hidden parameter, request or response pattern, unexpected inputs like that are missing. Run a scan and move on to next step. Most beginner doing these mistakes only. So that's why only completely not they cannot do completely. So these are the fails. These are the major fails to beginners. They skipping API testing, then tools with missing logic flaws like that. They are missing human findings attacks only. Real pen test is connecting the dots, combining small weaknesses like username leaks means brute force, and they log in and upload a plugins like that. So plugins or any themes they change in that, like only attacker can think like that method only. So that's why only we take over the sites. Enumeration strategies. Enumeration is a process of extracting useful actionable information from a target to identify where and how it can be attacked. Our organization surface level. Enumeration is deep digging in. Why enumeration is critical means you cannot attack what you don't know. Even vulnerabilities depends on information leakage, or most real world attacks succeed becomes a user or exposed, plugin or outdated, endpoints are visible like that. Enumeration reduces uncertainty. The less uncertainty is, then yearly the attacker gain the access. Identifying valid username is half of authentication. Enable brute force or credential stuffing means attack author ID will enumerated. So like RST API leak means we have to see how author ID leaks. Author ID enumeration means in that slash push author is equal to 1. We enter means it will have means shows the author IDs and details of the authors. Did not show anything. Yeah. In this page, it will shows we enter this um, payload. We enter this script means it will shows the author ID, or if author ID is this develop author ID is have means it will shows here the author IDs like that's the details of authors. Then REST API means we have any REST API means WP hyphen JSON WP to users like that. We enter means any JSON, any JSONs or any JSON files, or like JSON files like API endpoints like that, or user any API endpoints are having or not, that like we have to mention only JSON file means it will shows this like JSON files. We have to see one by one, or um, like that. We have to see any endpoints or any username and any passwords are missed or any like that. We have to analyze a line by line and check means any username and passwords we got. Then that will enter into site, and login means it will log in anywhere. We have to check one by one only. Dislikes we have to dislike the attacker can enter into the sites. This is enumeration strategies for using attackers. User enumeration means the process of identifying valid username in an application to prepare for further attacks like brute force or credential stuffing like that. Eliminating blind guessing and enable targeted attacks often come completely unnoticed by a defender. First step is most WordPress compromisation. Then in REST API information leak means we have to see that WP hyphen JSON slash WP slash V2 slash users enter which target. That target after we enter the script means it will source the any REST APIs or in any REST APIs information leak means it will source there. This is this like username ID. Sometimes display names also who created that like their details also it will show this like only. Then author ID means that author is equal to that one we have to enter that script means it will source WordPress to reveal username using IDs in admin is valid as a user or like that that will show try multiple IDs like we entered one only then two three four like that we have to enter possible what are the possible ways that like anyone it will source any information means we attacker gained one clue to enter the sites like that. Then login error means in login page leaks information through error message like invalid username or incorrect password like that means in different response is equal to is information leaks like just confirm whether a username is exist or not like that it can be where the impact means attacker can valid username without guessing blindly in public profile explorer means WordPress expose a username through the public content means blog post, commands, author pages like that means we have to enter an admin and these here author slash means slash means enter means a normal user leaks sensitive informations unknowingly. Every visible author names and potential login users names will be shown by here. The scripts run means it will show who admin any visible any credential means it will show the sites. It will shown by that page. User enumeration URL means user enumeration is a process of identifying valid username in a WordPress applications, which can later be used for authentication attacks. WordPress assign numeric IDs to each user, like author IDs. We already just know HTTP. Example HTTP star colon double slash target slash question mark author is equal to one. We have to enter means it will be redirected to username where a username or any reveal means it will redirect to that page. Trying incrementally like that's one, two, three like that. We have to change one by one and put a edit. Then username enumeration more like users which like that all one two three four that like we have to enter means it will show any page author IDs or any information credentials or leak means it will redirect you to that page. Then REST API user leaks means REST API can expose user interface Information through publicly accessible endpoints when not properly restricted. In access, usernames or user in IDs, display names, author details like that it will be revealed. First step, it can context before attacking login. An attacker need one thing: a valid username. Without it, it cannot be attacker cannot be brute force become a guessing words like that. Then introduce vulnerabilities. WordPress expose a REST API endpoints that in many cases leaks user information without authentication like that. So it will be used. Connect to attacker. This is not just information disclosure. This is first step of attack chain REST APIs, then REST API means username link. A username means we can brute force and login. Then login successful means admin access will gained. Then admin access gain means upload malicious plugins or any themes to we have to inject a malicious code inside the themes and we upload means the site will be affected or injected. Access endpoints means we have to WP franchise WordPress WP franchise slash WP slash V2 slash this means it will source any JSON files but we already entered this but now also that like same thing will becomes same output will comes here itself. This like only we have to gain access endpoints. This is a script to run means this is a script to run a URL means any access endpoints are having it will shows here only. Then we have to take the credential and login or any domain. The site will be we are inside the site. This is a plugin. Then plugin enumeration means plugin enumeration is the process of identifying installed WordPress plugins without active scanning or alerting defense like that. Plugins are first source of WordPress vulnerabilities. Each plugins is potentially attack vector only. Versions CV endpoints exploit bots only. Indirect access and passive check means we have to direct access to passive check means we have to enter the scripts and the script WP content slash plugins. We have to enter means we have direct access to the uh, WordPress sites. This is a passive check, but now this is not showing anything because of in the site we have didn't add anything. We did not create we did not create in a proper way. Then identifying names means names are observe folder names like that means we have to enter the script wp content slash plugins mm, content contact form 7 enter means it will be show any any folder name or any observed folder name like that we have means it will source. Then analyze the page source means that's one. Analyze the page source means we have to enter the scripts and plugins. We enter this script means it will source the page source of the site. Then check loading resource means um, check a loading resource means plugin plugin hyphen name slash tail tail dot css. Enter means it will source CSS or JS files revealing plugins means it will source the JS files like that's how it will source. First set contacts. Most beginner use scanners like WP scans to find plugins like that. But in real world environment, aggressive scanning can trigger a WAF or get you to blocked. Then shift mindset. Mm, a real attacker low, don't start lot. They start by silently observing what the applications is already leaking, and then walk through attack like let's say I open a WordPress site mean first thing I do I do and and I check the page source like that WP content slash plugins like that because every plugins load its own files only like that. Then so if I see something like that means in that plugin WP hyphen content slash plugin page means then highlighting to one plugin in enough to compromise the entire website. You don't mm, you don't need to 10 vulnerabilities. You need one working entry point is enough to go inside the sites. And we have managed all these settings and accessing for the sites. Then detect plugin versions. Determining the exact version of WordPress plugins to identify whether it containing known vulnerabilities or not. In real world at WordPress attacker, we don't break the core. We break outdated plugins. Most plugins are third parties only. Many are poorly maintained. Older versions often contain public exploit. if find a version means then map it to no vulnerability or not. Then we have to skip guessing this is the vulnerability. This is the way that like we have to stop to guessing. Go to stately to exploit and we gained access and we take over the sites like that. This is publicly like this is detect plugin versions. This command is detect plugin versions one. Then check change log files means it shows version history, helps confirm installed versions like that. It will be shows. If you see last version is 2.0, 2.0, but target users is 1.4 only means that's your entry point for these sites. In source code, we have to see version often appears CSS files or JS files like that. Even if developer hides version in UI, they leaks it in assets like that. Vulnerability mapping means mapping identified components is known as vulnerabilities. This is CV to publicly know vulnerabilities to determine if they can exploited. First, identify the components like plugin names and versions. We have to first need accurate identification, wrong versions or wrong vulnerabilities. Mapping version to vulnerabilities is WP vulnerabilities database, exploited database or CV database. You are not you are not searching randomly. You are chasing if this specific version is vulnerable, it is valid. Then valid vulnerability is affected the session. Then unauthorized required will be comes. Is it remote or local? We have to check once. Not every CV is exploitable. In our scenario, it matters. Check exploit availabilities are having a publicly exploit available or not, any POC. Then Metasploit modules like we have to uh, theme enumeration, identifying 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 active and installed themes in WordPress applications like that. This is the path to see WP content themes like this is the path. In that path, WP and themes. Enter the means view the page source, identified active themes, and manually browse themes directories. Check for outdated or unused themes. Analyze themes files like that. We have to see. Then it's like it will be see. But here the site is the site is we cannot create a properly. We want to test, so that's why we do fastly and created the sites. That's why only this cannot find anything like that. This is a themes enumeration. Then directories enumeration means application don't expose everything in the UI. Developer leaves behind hidden endpoints, backup files or admin panels like that. The attacker find them by proposing like that. discovering hidden paths means discovering hidden paths or files and endpoints like that are called as this directories enumeration that are not directly visible to user but still accessible on the server. If server responds, it will be existing. Even if the UI is hide it, web server don't care if link is hidden or not, like that it will be shown. Some tools to exploit exploitation also, like FFSU HTTP colon double slash tricera dot space tricera dot space plus W word list wordlist.txt. It will do fast web fuzzing. Fuzzing placeholder. Fuzzing means mm, it's a placeholder where payload goes. Word list means list of common directories. We are not guessing randomly. We are using directories of real world real world developer mistakes in the society. In fuzzing means it will sorry something error will be affected. So these are the directory enumeration. Practical demo I planned to show you practical demo in first past only, but now I shown front itself also. Simultaneously I do a demo session also, so that's why we can do it now separately. Then real attacker flaws means yeah, structured methodology is only attacker can follows to move zero knowledge, full system compromise. Like these are the step-by-step flaws of real attacker. Recognition, first the recognition and then enumeration and find a weak point and exploit it and go inside the site and at all. These are the step-by-step flaws. For in recognition, tells us what existing in that site. In enumeration means tells you what is weak or not. That like it will tells a enumeration step. Weak point means tells you where to attack and where to find a way to exploit or not. Exploit means given access from the given access for the site. We have to take an access. That itself we have entered in a site and do anything in that. In organization, confirmed word this will confirm this is WordPress or not, and then find a users or admin names, admin IDs, and then find outdated plugins or if any outdated plugins are that like it will be analyzed. Then weak point means plugin vulnerabilities like that all. Exploitation means in exploitation upload any shell or full access to the sites like that comes under exploitations. These are the example attack chains. First, username leaks means you don't try to break anything. I just collect the information only. Username like a REST API or author enumeration, like it will be shows any username or any leaked usernames or not, or any user IDs or author ID like that. It will showing or not. First, we have to check. Then weak passwords like a brute forcing, password guessing, or any using with a word list like that. We have to try. And then admin access means once I got a credential means I don't need to exploit anything like I just log in and access the site and take over. Now in dashboard like payload uploads options are full control taken by the sites by our control. This are comes under admin access. Then plugin upload means I escalate from admin access. System level will be controlled by us. Upload malicious files like zip files or like that. Plugin contains PHP cells like remote code execution. That's like we have to access it. This is a full website compromise. Uh, Common behavior mistakes are critical error where a tester rely on automated tools without understanding or validating findings. Typically run a tools and generate a report and they stop. This is the path they think first. Beginner are thinking like that. This is the path to compromise the sites. But correct approaches is first identify and then validate and then only exploit and confirm the impact. This is proper way to exploit it. Why this matter means tools produce a false positive only. In real vulnerabilities requires manual verification also. In exploitation proves only real risks. So we have do manual exploitation also in any sites. These are the conclusions. We covered understanding a real attack surface in WordPress, then performing deep recognition and enumeration, identifying entry point and weak components, and building a structured attacker workflow. Then most WordPress compromise happen due to vulnerable plugins, weak credential, then misconfiguration like that's only. Tools assist, but attacker thinking drives success like that. We have thinking. Okay, any questions? Then this is our site. In the site, we posted this like webinars and courses like that. We have posted in this. It will be available on recorded session also. You can access it anywhere at any time in browser. This is the link for it. https://learn.pcbus.io. This is the link. You can access it. And this is the WhatsApp channel. You can any queries means you can if you have any doubts. Thank you.